to my channel and welcome to the second episode of Break My Face. For those of you who are new here, Break My Face is a series on my channel where I am making video updates and sharing with you my experience with booking and getting a septo-rhinoplasty surgery, which is essentially just a nose job. This is the second update video, so if you haven't seen the first one, please go and watch that first, otherwise things might get a little bit confusing. I will link it on my face right now. It will also be linked down below and in a card up here or up here, whichever side it's on, in case you're on mobile. I decided to make these videos because when I first decided that I wanted to get a nose job, I could not find any videos on YouTube of people talking about their experience with booking and how do you go about it to go and get a nose job. And I'm the kind of person that loves to be prepared. I need to know everything. The more I know, the less stressed out I am, the less nervous I am. In terms of how you go about getting a nose job, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I didn't know how many doctors I was gonna have to see. I didn't know how many appointments there were gonna be. I didn't know how many like CAT scans and kind of blood tests I was gonna have to do, and no one online was sharing that side of getting a nose job. So that's what these videos are. I will also be daily vlogging my recovery, so go ahead and subscribe if you would like to see that. But for now, this is just an update video as to how things are going. So in the last update video, we left off after I had my CAT scan. I left my last appointment empty-handed. I had no idea what the next couple of steps were gonna be. I had no idea what was going to happen. I also didn't know if I was gonna be able to go home again before May when I planned to have my surgery, so I didn't know if I was gonna, be able to have another appointment with my surgeon. I didn't have the results for my CAT scan. I didn't have anything. I was completely empty-handed. I was clueless. Since then, a lot has happened. I've just come back from being in Portugal where I had a load of things done, so let me just talk you through it. First things first, we got the results from my CAT scan and they were exactly what we were expecting. So this is literally like the inside of my face. If you think of this as like my nose, you can see exactly how crooked it is, and it kind of breaks off there. The inside, this middle bit is my septum, and that's what's deviated. So all of this is what's stopping me from breathing. You can see like right at the front here, like this is all really closed off, and that's why I can't breathe. So the inside bit of my septum, this is like inside my skull, kind of like goes that way a little bit. It's like crooked that way. And then as soon as it gets to like the outside of my face, it's crooked the other way. That is kind of what is getting fixed in terms of health. The report that came with the CAT scan was not the best. It wasn't what we were hoping for. They basically made everything sound like it wasn't a big deal, and so to send that off for my health insurance, it's probably going to get denied. But we were already expecting that, and at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do about this. So I went and I visited my surgeon for an appointment for the second time. I had absolutely no idea what we were gonna do at this appointment. I didn't know if it was gonna be the last one before my surgery. Still don't. Basically, I showed him my CAT scan. He had a look at it. He showed me exactly what was wrong on the CAT scan and how he's going to fix that and all of those things. He told us that the report was written in a way that kind of made it sound like my deviated septum wasn't that big of a deal. My deviated septum isn't the worst case in the world in terms of, how bad it is, but it does affect my health quite severely. But obviously a technician who is looking at a CAT scan is not going to consider how that little problem might affect me. So basically that report is essentially useless. We did send it off for approval anyway, but I am not very hopeful. I'm not convinced that they will say yes. I'm not convinced that my health insurance will approve the surgery entirely. They may approve the health side, but they probably won't approve the cosmetic side. So after we were done talking about all of that, he took a lot of pictures of me from my profiles, from my side, from the front, and one from the bottom. He showed me that picture and he told me, look, I'm not going to be messing around with the skin on your nose. Like, everything I'm gonna do is gonna be internal. I'm not actually gonna mess around with the actual skin. So one thing you should know is that because your nose points, diagonally, your nostrils have grown in a way as to like accommodate that size. So what he said is that my nostrils are slightly asymmetrical in terms of size. My right nostril is smaller than my left nostril, and it doesn't appear that way right now because my nose kind of like grew this way. But when he moves my nose back to the center and he straightens it out and everything, my right nostril will be slightly smaller than my other. This is something that might be really obvious after the surgery. It might not be obvious at all unless you're looking for it, but he did tell me that that's something he can't really fix. He can't really help that because it's just the way that my nostrils are. Obviously this isn't ideal, but it doesn't bother me. I would much rather have slightly asymmetrical nostrils than to have the nose that I currently have that gives me so many health issues, so many self-esteem issues. I don't really mind. I don't think, unless it's really, really bad, I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with having a nostril that's like a 1/10 smaller than the other one. At the end of the day, this is medicine, it's not magic, and what he's gonna do is help my problem. It's not entirely gonna fix it, it's not gonna make my nose perfect. I'm not expecting perfection out of this surgery at all. I want it better than it is now. After he took some photos of me and he talked to me about the nostril problem, he had me sign a bunch of papers, and these were just for, you know, sending the surgery off for approval by my health insurance. My surgeon then prescribed for me to go and get an EKG and a blood test. I'm not entirely sure what these were for. I think they're just what you do before you go and get surgery, so I went and did those. I went and got my EKG, which is just where they put like the stickers on you and then they hook you up to wires and they listen to your heart and stuff. I went and did that same day in like 5 minutes, and then I went and got a blood test later on in the week. I was really, really happy that we managed to get those done now, as opposed to having to rush to get them done quickly just before my surgery in May. Another cool thing that my surgeon told me is that I'm most likely not going to be getting my surgery under general anesthetic. He's basically said that if everything comes back good from my blood test and the EKG, he's going to be doing my surgery under local anesthetic and just sedation. That does mean that I might be awake for the surgery, but I'm perfectly okay with that. This is something that doesn't bother me at all. I really am hoping that he will film the surgery for me so I can watch it back later, because I just find it so fascinating and I would love to have that like life-changing moment on video. And the most exciting part of this video is that should everything go super well, touch wood, I will be getting my surgery on the 17th of May, which is in less than 2 months. I am absolutely thrilled. I am so happy. I have wanted this all my life and suddenly it's here, and I have to be honest, I went into this completely clueless. I had no idea if I was gonna have enough time, because I decided I wanted to get this in December, so I knew that I was gonna have December, January, February, March, April, May. I was gonna have 6 months to sort all of this out, to go to all of my appointments and do all of my tests and blood tests and EKGs and all that. I knew that it was going to be a really long kind of process, but I had no idea if I was gonna actually be able to pull it off. I was entirely prepared for me to, you know, be told no, or to not be able to go home and get all of my appointments done in time. I was entirely prepared for, you know, my health insurance to be like, no, like, you can't get it. And I was entirely prepared for my family to not be supportive. I was prepared for my friends to judge me. I was prepared for shit to hit the fan and for, you know, none of this to actually happen. But now that it's here, I am so thrilled and grateful and happy. I couldn't do it without all of the people that have been supportive. That's you guys, that's my friends, that's my family, that's absolutely everyone. My nose has been the center of my life. Literally, my entire life. It has been the center of everything. It's been the thing that people remember me for. It's been the first thing that anyone notices about me the first time they meet me. It's been the butt of every joke, both maliciously and, you know, in a banter with friends kind of way. My nose was also the center of the reasons why I got bullied in school. It made me who I am today. It affects me every single minute of my life, and I'm just really excited to be defined by anything other than my nose. And that's not to say that my nose defines me because other people define me by my nose, but I define myself by my nose. I define myself according to the lack of self-love that I have for myself because of my nose. I've come to this point in my life where I have embraced it and I am perfectly comfortable with my nose, and, you know, it's not my favorite thing and I am self-conscious about it, but I've accepted it. And if this were to not happen, I would be really sad, but I would be okay. It took me such a long time to make the decision to get a nose job because people in my life basically drilled it into my head that making myself happy would be to let them win. But really, I'm getting a nose job and the only person that's winning is me. I cannot wait to look at myself in the mirror and see anything other than a bad angle. I cannot wait to walk down the street and not turn my head in specific ways so that people don't see me from my side. I am so excited to just be comfortable with my face for the first time ever. I'm so thrilled and proud that I made it happen. I made it work. You know, I took it upon myself to have the conversation with my family, and I was brave enough to sit down with them and say, look, I'm not happy. I want this surgery for health reasons and for cosmetic reasons, and they are supportive, and my friends are supportive, important people in my life are supportive, and it also really helped me to filter out the people that weren't supportive, because anyone in my life will know how self-conscious I am of my nose. A few people judged me. A few people that I considered the most important people in my life judged me and made me feel like shit for my decision. And if it wasn't for this, I would never have got rid of those people. So I'm thankful. I am so thankful. I'm so happy. I can't wait for the next stage of my life. As far as I'm concerned, this is it in terms of appointments and, you know, any other tests that I have to do. So I don't think there's gonna be another update video. There might be if something really bad or massive happens, touch wood. Hopefully everything will go perfectly smoothly and I will be having my surgery in less than a month's time. So if you wanna see how I cope with everything, how the surgery goes and my recovery, please subscribe to my channel. I will be daily vlogging my recovery for the first 2 weeks after my surgery. Those daily vlogs will be going up on this channel and into this playlist. I will also be doing a 1 month before and after, a 6 month before and after, and a 1 year before and after with my nose. So if you're interested in all of those things and in my journey, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel and to this playlist. It is my most exciting playlist on this entire channel. It's my favorite. I'm so thrilled to be sharing this massive life change with you guys. But I think that's it for this video. I'm gonna wrap it up because it's already so long, so thank you so much for watching. I hope this was interesting, insightful, informative, all of those things. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and because it just makes me really, really happy when you do. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next week for a brand new video.